What I have is just a little bit of zinc. We're going to pour a little bit into my Erlenmeyer flask. And that's good enough. And after that, I'm going to close my lid. And right now for this hydrochloric acid, I have a pre-diluted 3 molar solution of hydrochloric acid. So I think you want to use at least 3 molar or 6 molar. If you have more diluted versions of about 0.1 or 1 molar, you will still have a reaction, but it's really slow. So I would recommend at least a 3 molar. So I'm going to pour some of my hydrochloric acid in here, and once I'm done pouring, this is going to carry out a single displacement reaction, meaning that hydrogen gas is going to be produced. So after that, I'm going to put this inverted funnel in, put it into my test tube, and since hydrogen gas is lighter than air, it will actually go to the top and it will not sink down. Okay, and that's how we collect it. So right now I have the zinc in this Erlenmeyer flask, and all I need to do is to pour this hydrochloric acid in. So you might be wondering, how much of this hydrochloric acid do I need to put in? I would say about 40 to 50 milliliters. You just have to pour enough to have a reaction to produce that hydrogen gas from the single displacement reaction. So I'm just going to pour about here, and once I finish pouring, this is going to start bubbling because that's going to be our reaction. And I'm going to shake it a little bit, put my inverted funnel into my test tube, and keep shaking. And you can see that there is a lot of bubbles being produced. So I'm just going to let this reaction occur for a couple minutes just to get enough hydrogen gas into this test tube. So right now what's happening is that in single displacement reaction, the hydrogen gas is actually being produced, and it's going to go in and store in this test tube. Why it's stored in this test tube again is that because hydrogen gas is actually lighter than air, so it's not going to sink down. So it's going to be around here, it's not going to flow up because this test tube is going to capture it, and now we're just going to have to wait, and to test the hydrogen gas, we're going to light a splint, and since hydrogen gas is flammable, when we put it in a lit splint into the test tube, we should hear a popping noise. Alright, after a couple minutes you can see that the hydrogen gas is collected in the test tube. The test tube is a little bit cloudy, so we have to kind of light this on fire to test if there's hydrogen gas in the test tube. So here's my flame, I'm going to put it in. Oh, so we can hear that little high pitch, and that's the presence of hydrogen gas being burned inside this test tube. And that's your single displacement reaction.